The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, some sports concepts and rationalizations. I know all of Jacksonville is playing along with this exciting steps challenge between me and my longtime friend CT. And it has been a battle royale. And in case you missed it, it was the month of April. Let's see who could walk the most with our stepometers, basically. You know, he's got his little Fitbit. I just went rudimentary, man. I said I'm going old school. I don't need earbuds. I don't need anything. I just need my phone. Old school.
Yeah, real old
I just
school.
need me and my will.
Yes. So back and forth we've gone, back and forth. And I know that last week, you remember, he went dark. Normally we would talk every couple days. Hey, how you doing? What do you got? And at first it was
gamesmanship.
Yes, a strategy. And at first it was cute, you know, oh, I got 21. Oh, I got 22. And then it got up to, you know, then
1,000 steps is what they hear.
Yes, 21,000 steps, which really is fine. It's 7 or 8 miles, and, you know, everybody's happy. And then it was, and that's a lot. And then it got up to, if you're going to get 22, I'm going to get 25. Well, if you're going to get 25, I'm going to get 27. Well, if you're going to get 27, I'm going to get, and up it went and up and went. So last week, he goes dark. Sunday morning, I get the long text line. It's revealed data day, basically. We do this
past Sunday.
This past Sunday.
Yesterday.
And it's Sunday morning, Sunday of the AM. I had a 23,000 step lead going into last week.
And you went absolutely crazy, obsessed crazy, and you
Right.
got a ridiculous numbers.
Well, he said, well, I set 3 PRs and each day, and I have a
Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
No, 3 of the different days during the week. And for the 4th week in a row, I've set a PR. This is him telling me, and I'm like, oh, boy. Let's see the numbers. So I immediately sent my numbers to him, to which he replied, eh.
Oh, good. That's
which
a win
was
for you.
good. So I will tell you that on Saturday, I set my own PR. I walked 46,069 steps, which is 20 miles.
Almighty.
Now, one of the things that
Who walks 20 miles?
psycho competitive weirdos are who walks 20 miles.
20 miles.
One of the
My God, that's got to take like 8 hours.
I broke it up, but one of the issues that I did do that helped me is I took my young son, to hit, and I had someone pitching BP to him, so I shagged balls in the outfield.
Oh, that's fun.
And I was able to pick up a good 8,000 steps there.
Yeah, now that kind of step I could do.
So that was one of the things that I did. But nonetheless, so I sent him mine. He sent me his. For those that I know a lot of you
We got a few days left.
we do. I know a lot of you are keeping track at home. I had
there's charts on refrigerators all over the first
coast. A lot
coast.
of gambling going on. He had 231,000. I had 255,000.
Oh, you killed him. It's over.
So
it's over. It's 3 days. He give up. Even he, with his competitive zeal, knows it's too much.
I was hoping he would concede the putt and shake hands.
No,
he wouldn't do it.
Here's why.
Right.
Because now he can. If I'm him,
I told him don't do that.
Tell you that he's going hard.
I told him.
I don't care. No, that's what I'm doing.
I said,
I'm doing that.
If you do that, when we go out to dinner, I will drink. I will buy the biggest and best bottle of wine.
Well, that's you do.
I'll get a to-go meal.
That's a lie because he doesn't drink. But
no.
For BWR,
I'll take it home.
You will.
Here, honey, have another one.
I got you. Well, that's true. You do have that. Well, that's not fair for you to put that on him because you beat him with these outrageous, obsessive numbers.
What do you think he's been doing?
Well, he's got to make you go to the end. Is my point. If I'm him, I'm not walking it all, and I'm making you walk a lot the next 3 days to be sure. That's what I was going to say. But that's what you were responding to?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So last week I walked 100. If you're scoring at home, so I was thinking about this because of the 7 days to Vegas deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to somebody and said, "Oh yeah, I could do that." Oh, Ox said he could do it, which I was going to bet him because it's 40 miles a day in the Mojave.
Yeah, it's 280 miles,
right? So
yeah,
we watched
a
movie based on a true story that they had this bet 7 days of walking from L.A. to Vegas,
basically like walking Jacksonville to Miami. That's the same thing.
Right. Well, I walked last week a ton, okay? And so I added it up, and I was looking at the miles.
Not even halfway there, is it?
116 miles.
Yeah, not even halfway.
Not even halfway.
Wow.
Almost halfway. But
although if anyone could do it, my friend, are these insane. Yeah. But 20, like that 20 that you put up isn't enough. You got to put 40 a day.
40. Now, if you get up at 5 a.m.
and walk till 5 p.m.
and average 3 miles an hour, a little over 3 miles an hour, you'll get there.
That's 36 miles still.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go
All right,
a little
13,
faster.
or go an extra hour.
And I bet you after 12 hours of walking
But
in
you
the,
wanna
in
do
the
it again
desert,
the next
just
day?
go 13 seems harder than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
then
you want,
the next
and then
day.
do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again.
And
so,
by the way, you're a little bit sunburned, dehydrated, and
man.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I can do it. By the way, but so I'm more impressed by the 7 days to Vegas bet. But nonetheless, that is the step challenge update. So yesterday, Sunday, we were talking in the morning, and I was hinting around, trying to get some sort of, hey, he actually said to me, okay, so he goes, you're 45,733 steps ahead of me. There's 5 days to go, which means he's got to beat me by an average of 9,000 steps a day over the next 5 days.
If he went out and did 40 every day, would he catch you? Are you going to do at least 30? No,
he
you
won't catch me.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's going to have to do 50 if he wants to catch me, which is, I did 46, and that was a lot. In other words,
I'm a little disappointed.
In other words,
I got to
we
be
got
honest.
done eating.
I'm disappointed in his commitment in
We
this
got
one.
done eating and work-wise Saturday after the draft. Had a nice outside dinner, and we're sitting around with a couple friends.
Okay, got to walk.
Social distancing. Hey, I got to go walk. It's 9 o'clock at night. I go out, grab another 10,000 steps.
God, this is amazing. Yeah.
I come back at 10:45.
Yeah, this thing needs to end.
Oh, it definitely needs to end.
Yeah.
Please end.
Yeah.
But so
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When the competition ends,
yes.
because walking, the reason it started, because walking had become your main
Yes.
form of exercise.
Yes.
Ultimately trying to lose weight. On the text line, has Dan lost any weight? I think it's
17.
17 pounds now.
Yes.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, that's a cycle amount of walking to lose to 17. And you're
Yeah.
also IMFing still?
Not as much. You get a lot hungrier.
Intermittent fasting.
Yes.
That's what that is. All right.
We'll go back to the IMFing, and I'd like to go back to a different. I'm hoping the gyms open up here in the next few days too, or at least by next week or whatever, so we can start that back a little bit. But
I've got, you've told the opposite story, but controversy now raging on the text line that you have the advantage in the way that the steps are measured.
No.
This guy says that Fitbit gives you 2,000 steps per mile and iPhone gives you credit for 2,200 steps per mile.
Miles don't matter. It's all steps.
Right.
I'm just mentioning the miles, but
Yeah,
the
I got
miles
you.
don't matter. And by the way,
A step is a step.
CT himself, who is a
I got no dog. Yeah.
No, I'm just
All
saying
right.
CT himself, who is an aerospace engineer, and he said I did some research. He's very analytical about this stuff, much
Like
smarter
Tony
than me.
Khan.
Yeah, said he is. I'm calling him the Tony Khan of Miami Sunset. But anyway, he
Tony
said,
Khan of walkers.
he said that he was willing to give me 20% more steps because
So
this
it's the
is
other
not
way
as
around.
accurate.
Oh, that's what he's saying. That, by the way, is this same math. I guess what he's saying is it's taken. If you're doing it by miles, it's unfair to you because you're having to walk more steps to get a mile.
Yes.
Not
that's
less.
right.
So
Okay.
he did, actually what he's done is
Thank you.
what he's saying is actually the other way around. If iPhone's given 10% more steps for a mile, that means you're having to walk more steps.
Yeah. He's right.
Either way.
He's correct. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I even when he told me that, I said, I don't care. I'll do it with my phone. I'm going to join the revolution here in the next few weeks, but I wanted to finish this one challenge, him v. me, with these steps. So nonetheless, that's where we are. But yesterday I did do 36,000. So he would have had to do 45 just to keep pace if he wants to have a chance.
Yeah, this thing's over.
So I don't know. And today's a beautiful day. So hopefully I can put up a number. And
Chilly this morning. It felt like fall.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
For us walkers, Jeff.
For sure.
By the way, I can tell you a lot of things about our neighbors now. And the best part of the walk, and I texted this out, I'm walking down the street in my neighborhood on Saturday morning and ran into a bald eagle.
Yeah, those are out and about too.
Really?
Animals have taken over now that there's no humans.
Somebody
walking the
told me
streets.
you don't see bald eagles much in Jacksonville proper, but I was excited.
Actually, I think there's a growing population. There's one that lives out near us. There's one that hangs out at TPC.
Wow.
There's a few of them around town.
Well,
there's one at Timaquana that we saw one day. So I think there's It's growing. You said one thing. I said this.
I texted the picture to noted bird watcher Chad Scott, by the way.
Oh, well, good for
Yes,
you. And
yes.
he drew a picture of it immediately and went to a museum to hang it.
Beef and Chad both told me America is clearly behind Dan.
I told CT's going to find out he's on the wrong side of history here.
Yeah, in the step challenge. That's a sign.
Strange. I've just gone through the phone again. I never got said picture. So
I didn't think you'd be excited about the bald eagle.
You didn't, so you just left me out.
I think you would have said, I'm watching a movie.
I would do no such thing. I would say, wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That and Clarabelle. You mentioned something so interesting and true there during these times.
It's pretty cool.
I have seen my neighbors and I don't mean talk, I just mean seen them.
Yes.
I've seen my neighbors more in the last 2 months than I have in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not that anyone is particularly antisocial, but usually everyone's coming and going. But now, I mean, there's my neighbors across the fence out by their pool every afternoon. And we're on our side, playing music and drinking wine. So I'll tell you what, we did this. I felt an unbelievable pang and urge that I haven't had in a long time yesterday, speaking of your walking. And that was to run again.
Oh.
But I'm worried about my knees, but I think I'm going to push it. I think I'm going to come in hobbling here in about 8 days and say, well, I got to have to find something else. But
you went and ran?
I didn't run. No, I didn't. But I thought I did what I wanted to. And I would have, except for the knees. And there are no fitness rooms you can go to do some other exercise.
No, I don't. The running stuff for me, my knee is wobbly, but I've had more trouble with the ankles with all the walking.
You have a cranky ankle. You showed that last week.
Yeah, it's got a little sore. Been icing it a little bit, but still all systems go. We'll try to finish it up here in the next 4 days. Only 4 days left, and
challenge will be over.
The challenge will be over.
For many reasons, but I don't want to, I don't want to be too specific.
It's a grind.
We yesterday, part of our day included is we grilled burgers. Like to grill, so we were grilling burgers out back, and I was determined it's kind of an ironic timing, but this is a weekend about evaluating, all right, about measuring, and when it comes to the draft, it's hard to evaluate talent. I've now discovered, what the hardest thing, like household item or otherwise, or cooking utensil to measure is a propane tank. God forbid if you ever have a propane tank in your garage and you can't remember if that's an empty one or a full one, because the two feel the exact same. Am I the only one that picks up a propane tank and I shake it like that's going to tell me something? I mean, the propane gas, I'm assuming, has no weight, I guess.
As a gas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
it's very hard to tell.
You better keep.
We had a lot of wind out back last week, and my wife said, "Hey, there's a fire." So she could probably she goes, "How do you use this a fire extinguisher?" I said, "Give it to me." Shh, put it out. It was kind of it wasn't a bad fire, but it was the wind got the grill blowing, and there was like the fire was seeping around, and I had to shh and spray it out.
Nice.
That was exciting.
All right, back to the evaluation part.
Yes.
Look, the Jags have had miserable success with late-round picks in their history, like unbelievable. I will detail those numbers a little bit later. So, in fact, undrafted free agents have almost been as successful as fifth-rounders around this place. But they did get one guy in the undrafted process that I thought was interesting, and that was J.R. Reed, the safety from Georgia that we had talked about. He's Jake Reed's kid, Dale Carter's his uncle, and develops.
Surprised he wasn't drafted.
Surprised he wasn't drafted. I wonder what the
might have taken him like in the fourth or fifth round in a mocker.
Yeah, right. And Shaquille Quarterman comes. That's another kid that I was surprised. And again, draft grades are stupid, as we've talked about.
It's funny because I don't know.
I saw bad grades for him.
Yeah, I was talking last night about why Shaq was a fourth-round pick. I mean, he's the quintessential middle inside linebacker, thick, hitch. He'll knock your head off. I mean, if you go look at video, he's like old-fashioned kind of football player and really hits and sure tackler. But I guess just a step slow, and when they come to that, that's what drops you. But it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I think he may be a good football player for this team as they transition to 3-4. He would be one of the inside guys. Kuiper gave him a B. I saw some A's in there, though, for the Jags. So not everybody agrees with what would you have given the Jaguars as a draft grade? I gave him a C.
I go C.
All right.
There's nothing in it. I will say this. If you're evaluating the draft or any Jaguars draft, you have to just evaluate the first 3 rounds. If you're giving if you're upping the grade for anything that happened 4 to 7, you're making a mistake. It's just that's proven to be incredibly inaccurate.
Yeah. So.
And I'll go this far.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, before this draft, had drafted 123 players themselves. The Jaguars organization had drafted 123 players between rounds 4 and 7. Out of that 123, 16 became starters. The best, Telvin Smith, David Garrard, Gardner Minshew, who's played a whole 12 games. After that, the best of all the 123 players they've drafted in those late rounds would be like Seth Payne, Jonathan Wade, Marlon McCree. In other words, I really wanted to see the Jags and Dave Caldwell package some of those 4th and 5th and 6th. And Matt Breida couldn't help this football team? A veteran running back?
Yeah.
I mean, the Dolphins got him for a 5th rounder. We've talked about this need for a dominant offensive lineman. We can't give a 3rd and 4th to the Redskins for Trent Williams. We'd rather have the kid from Ohio State.
Well, if you put it like this, would you have given a 3rd, one of your 4ths, and a 5th that had Matt Breida and Trent Williams on your team? My answer would be, yeah. That makes you better, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But isn't that...
And there's situations like Matt Breida's in the last year of his contract
and
Trent Williams had. But, I mean, I'm talking about trying to win some football games.
I'm basing it on the stat that I just gave you, Dan. That has to be the worst in the league. They've drafted 123 guys in 25 years, and they've gotten a whopping 3 Pro Bowl games out of it with 2 different players.
Yeah.
And the point is not to beat up what they've done. It's to use that as an example that if you think you're going to get anything with these 8 draft picks between 4 and 7, you may as well take them to the Buckman Bridge and throw them over the side.
Right.
You're getting nothing out of them. That's not opinion. That's documented, factual information. And Tony Khan is an analytics guy. He has to know this, doesn't he?
Sure.
If you're going inside and out, don't you know that, my God, did you know that between rounds 4 and 7, and this is Tom Coughlin, Shaq Harris, Gene Smith, Dave Caldwell, Again, the list of it's not just that they've only gotten, on average, 1 starter every 2 years out of those draft slots. It's that the level of those starters, it's just okay also. They're not even getting, like, good career starters. They're getting guys whose career flashes for 2 or 3 years and they're done. So that just made me, even that much more want to deal some of these later picks because they've just proven historically to be almost worthless.
Well, it's hard to disagree with that when you look at the numbers. We shall see what these kids will ever do. We're going to talk about them specifically throughout the program. Last Dance. Watched it last night. Did you watch it?
I'll watch it today. I haven't watched it, but you can. there is no spoiler to it. You can.
No, Beef. What did you think?
I did my usual move. I watched the first hour. I'll watch the second one today. But I loved it.
It's so good, dude. I do enjoy it.
The quote about the after the Elo shot
Yeah.
was just glorious.
By Ron Harper?
Well, that and also the Jordan quote after the fact. Both were great. Ron was terrific.
I thought
Ronnie was fabulous.
Bleep this bleep.
Bleep this bleep and bleep. I said, Ronnie, why are we going to have Elo cover Mike?
Who is the coach of the Cavs then? Do you know?
I don't even remember, man.
I'd like to know who the coach of the Cavs was because Jordan himself said, well, they should have put Harper on me. He's better at guarding me.
Everybody Harper should have been on
And you
him.
forget, too, that Elo had just made a basket to give Cleveland the lead, and Jordan only had 3 seconds left.
It was the legend,
Yeah.
Lenny Wilkins.
Oh, well, Lenny, Hall of Famer.
I call Len.
Len, that wasn't very
Craig Elo
smart.
tweeted out, he's like, well, I'm glad our portion of the Last Dance was in episode 3, so I can enjoy the rest of it.
Poor Craig Elo. Although he's handled it, much better than the late, great Bill Buckner, right? Who, Elo went to the floor after that went in, though. I remember him dropping to the floor, but that was...
Looking at Lenny Wilkins, why'd you put me on, Mike?
The Doug Collins stuff you sort of forgot about. And I had always kind of thought that Jordan and Collins had a little friction between them, but it was not true.
Look, so other people have pointed this out. MJ's hand in the edit room is very apparent.
It wasn't my fault, but it was his fault.
Because as somebody pointed out in '89, when they lost to Detroit, MJ went 5-15 in Game 4.
Right.
Doug Collins was critical of him in the media. And in Game 5, the decisive Game 5, he took 8 shots.
8?
8.
Ooh. So he tanked on purpose.
He submarine Doug.
Pouted for a game.
And Doug got fired.
Well, the way it was presented was Doug and Mike were great friends.
He
loved Doug Collins, and he loved his competitiveness, and he loved that he pushed him in practice. Now, they brought in Phil was an assistant, handpicked by Krause, and Krause loved Tex Winter in the triangle. That's what he wanted. And looking back, It didn't make probably sense on the surface. Like, why are we taking the ball out of Michael's hands? But the Pistons so pummeled Jordan with the Jordan rules and such that they wanted to come up with some other options and make the other players better. And when they went to the triangle, it really allowed Scotty to flourish. So it was ingenious. And by the way, that's partly that's a big check mark for Jerry Krause.
Krause has a lot of check marks, but he was just so obnoxious that he's not likable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he doesn't do the Pippen deal, none of this happens.
Right.
I mean, Jordan would have won the title, but they wouldn't have been the dominant team in the NBA.
You also forget, and
you got Kukoc and Harper and Rodman. Those all count.
Oh, yeah. You also forget they took a couple cracks at the Pistons, and they couldn't get past the Pistons.
Yeah.
And then they did a great thing was this in part one, Bill, or Beef, on the Pistons when the Bulls finally toppled the Pistons? They swept them, and the Pistons did the walk-off.
Yeah, without
that was in part two.
Okay, so anyway, they interviewed Isaiah, and he tried to explain it, and they went back.
By 1 and 2, do you mean 3 and 4?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Second part of last night.
Yes. So they went back and interviewed Isaiah, and he's trying to explain why they walked off, and he was talking about, the Celtics did it to them, and Jordan goes, when they come to Jordan, the producer goes, well, I want you to listen and see what Isaiah said
and Isaiah hate each other.
About the walk-off. He goes, I don't care what you show me. He goes, he's an a-hole.
Yeah, they don't like each other. That's real.
There was a long, one of those.
Didn't he keep him off the Olympic team?
Yes, that's the rumor, is that they basically gave him two rosters. One had Isaiah and one had John Stockton. Said, you want to play for either one of these teams? He's like, I ain't playing on that one.
Right.
Yeah, they hate each other. That's real. It's even firing up
he
right
hates
now.
Him to this day.
Well,
he hates the Pistons to this day.
And Isaiah this weekend, not a coincidence with the timing, said that just saying Michael's the GOAT's wrong.
Yeah,
LeBron and KD. He basically said Mike's not the GOAT.
Yeah, well, he is.
Yes,
and it's been fun to watch, and you can see why he's the GOAT when you watch it. And so when Phil came in and they went to the triangle, and then they decided, look, man, Mike, you're going to have to amp it up and get more from these guys. And then the whole Rodman thing was brought in, and
you forget what a Looney Tune he is.
They interviewed,
and I just watched the Rodman doc. That one,
they interviewed Carmen Electra, and basically when Dennis went on his 48-hour trip to Vegas, it turned into about a 5-6 day trip to Vegas, and they had to go get him out of bed, and they actually at this first practice, and Phil's like, Dennis, you've got to do some stuff with your body here. Memorization will help you remember. And Mike goes, Phil, it's just good that his body's here.
Somebody pointed out, if you ever wanted to know how good Dennis Rodman was at basketball, he had Michael Jordan banging around hotel rooms in Las Vegas like a scene from The Hangover.
Oh, yeah. That's true, dude.
Jordan.
He
mid-season.
Carmen Electra said she jumped up and hid when Mike came over to get Rodman.
Yeah.
I mean, it had become
I can't believe that marriage didn't work out.
Yeah.
Didn't he do her twice or marry her twice?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I thought he married one of them twice. No?
No. He was also running with
maybe Pamela
They
Anderson.
all said that it was his relationship with Madonna.
He was running hard with Madonna.
That brought him out of his shell, so to speak.
The celebrity. He became almost as big a celebrity as her, but he's a nut job. I mean, when you dress up in wedding dresses and gold dust, you've got mental issues. This is the drill. It is the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.